My work is titled Ocean, and it was really inspired by just the vastness of the ocean and the surging waters, but then it also came out of the exploration of the micro and macro aspects of the world. So I tried to explore how I could capture the vastness of the ocean and also the molecule H2O, this tiny 3-atom molecule that yet forms the foundation of our world. I was really inspired by this relationship between science and art and the coalescence between the two, and the real beauty that is found in science, how that can correlate to the beauty in art. So that was an idea that I really tried to explore and express in my work. When I began my artwork process, I first of all explored or just brainstormed the things that I love about art and the things that I love creating. I then started exploring with mediums, and that was a really important aspect. In fact, that was where I found the mediums that I used, which I wouldn't have thought of using as I went in. It led to an exploration of the natural world. That's what it all came back to. Just the beauty in science and nature, and this kind of coalescence between the two formed the foundation of my work. I was particularly inspired by Henri Matisse and his collage works in bold, vibrant gouache, and the way that he is able to, as he described, paint with scissors, I found was an amazing term. That really inspired the collage side of my work. I was also really inspired by his process of keeping all his scraps. This work, Ocean, arose from the scraps of my Unit 3 work. The night before the folio was due, I had all these scraps from the work, and I just started playing around with them. And in fact, I found an artwork that I really enjoyed, and that formed the seed of the idea for my Unit 4 folio. I painted all these A3 paintings in acrylic, and then hole punched them all up, and instead of using the hole punch dots, I used the scraps from them and wove them together into a patchwork of ocean. I think one of the most challenging, yet also liberating aspects of creating my work Ocean was the lack of control I had over it and the spontaneous aspect of it. As I created and wove each of the squares together, there was a double-sided nature to the work, so I had no idea what was going to happen on the other side until I'd finished one square and was able to turn it over. And that was one of the most fun aspects of the work, but also challenging because you didn't know how it was going to turn out and how it would all flow together. If I could give advice to some students studying art this year and with their folios, I would start really broad. Don't come in with any ideas, just start with brainstorm. Put down things you love, things you don't love, that's also really important. And looking at what makes you love art and why do you want to create art. And that really formed the foundation, and I guess just lots of exploration. Go find things from all different sources. Don't be discouraged when your works don't work out the way you envisioned them initially, because often it's in those moments that you find the pathways to creating art that you really find most fulfilling and really express your concept better than you could have imagined before.